Now to him who by the power at work within us is able to accomplish abundantly far more than all we can ask or imagine, to him be the glory. St. Paul can write really good letters, can't he? God, who by the power at work within us is able to accomplish abundantly far more than we can ask or imagine. Sign me up for that, please. More than we can ask or imagine. These words stick out to me this week because I've been in Ohio all this past week visiting family. Part of my travel ritual is to do the daily office each morning and evening from the Book of Common Prayer. It grounds me when I'm feeling a little unmoored and unsettled. When you do the daily office every day, you say the collect of the last Sunday as part of each day's prayer. It's like a through line from the Sunday before. It connects all your prayers and energies for the week ahead. And in the collect for last Sunday, we prayed for God to mercifully give us those things which for our unworthiness we dare not, and for our blindness we cannot ask. So it's all kind of tangled together in my heart today. This idea of feeling unworthy to ask and not being able to see what to ask, and now this week being given more than I can ever ask for or imagine. Take this detail from the gospel reading today. Philip says this very true fact: 6 months' wages would not buy enough bread for each of them to get a little. More money than he has ever held at once would not be enough to feed this crowd. Not even enough for each person to have just a little taste of bread. When I hear people discuss or preach on the story of the loaves and the fishes, I often hear the focus on whether this was really a miracle or not. Perhaps everyone in the crowd had brought a little food with them, and the generosity of Jesus and his followers inspired them to share as well. Or perhaps Jesus really did multiply the food, create matter out of nothing, a rabbit out of a hat. I'm inclined to let this miracle be a miracle, but I want to put the focus on where, for me, the miracle lies today. It's miraculous that there was enough food from a few loaves of bread and some fish, yes. But for Philip, who saw what he had and that it could never be enough, the miracle is that with Jesus, it was not just enough, but it was abundantly more than he could ask for or imagine. I have a unique perspective, perhaps, because I realized early in my life that I could never earn enough money. My wages would never be great enough to provide the specific care and support that my eldest son would need in his lifetime. I think we all hit this wall at some point with those we love. A parent or a partner or a child needs so much medical care, so much social support, so much love and so much healing, and we can actually literally never have it, never provide it. I hit this point early in my life, in my 20s, and so sometimes I feel like I'm walking through a different world than those who haven't yet encountered this. I know I can't do it alone. I know even if I won the lottery, it's not enough. The need is so great. A black hole into which I could pour all my resources, all my money, my time, my heart, and my soul, and it wouldn't make a dent. But here's what I also know. Each day we don't just have enough, we have abundantly more than we could ask for or imagine. In the big picture, it never should work. My son shouldn't have what he needs, but each day and each moment, he doesn't just have enough, he has more than I could feel comfortable asking for, more than I could even have the knowledge to ask for, more than I could imagine possible. Each day is a miracle when you think about it. Each day really shouldn't work, and yet it does. What's for dinner, your family asks, and you didn't have time to go to the grocery store, but out of your cupboards and in the back of the fridge, you hodgepodge something together, and sometimes it's actually really tasty and filling. That's a miracle. Sometimes a medical bill arrives or a car repair estimate comes in and you look at your budget and you go, that math just doesn't work. But you sort of grab from here and there and you let it sit a little while and you remember the parishioners fund and somehow at the end of the experience you've made it through. Miracle. Sometimes you are surprised by pain and grief. There's a health crisis in your family, or a loved one dies, or mental illness has gripped someone you love so hard you fear they're lost, and you don't have any tools or experience to pull from. You literally don't have what you need to get through this, but you have community and church and prayer and lamentation, and each day you wake up and you make it to the evening over and over again, and that is a miracle. And sometimes it's true, it doesn't look like you've made it through from the outside. Things are still hard and still rough. People are still sick and still dying. There really isn't enough money. Like Philip, you know that all you have isn't enough. It isn't close to enough for this situation. And here's the real miracle. In that space of realization that you don't have enough, into that empty space, you can get a glimpse, a sense of that love beyond what you can ask for or imagine. It's almost as if the moment you say, I can't do this on my own, you see you were never expected to. Of course you can't. It's impossible that you could, on your own, satisfy all the needs of the world, let alone your own loved ones, let alone yourself. Now to him who by the power at work within us is able to accomplish abundantly far more than all we can ask or imagine, to him be the glory. This is the opposite of a prosperity gospel. This isn't, if you have faith, you will then have riches. This, instead, is the lived experience of the Sermon on the Mount, of the Beatitudes. Blessed are the poor, are the hungry, blessed are those who mourn, for they shall have abundantly more than all they can ask for or imagine. The miracle doesn't look like wealth or health, it looks like grace, like being fed what you need even when you don't have the means, the experience, the energy, the strength to make it so. St. Paul is a much better writer than I am, so I'm going to end with paraphrasing his wish for the Ephesians, which is also my wish for you. I pray that you may have the power to comprehend what is the breadth and length and height and depth of God's love and mercy, and to know the love of Christ that surpasses knowledge, so that you, in your times when your need feels like a big, empty black hole, may be completely, abundantly filled with all the love and mercy of God. I love you. Amen.